Right next to me are Rhiannon Price, you're the head of qualitative research at Northstar, and your colleague Daniel Trauman, the associate director at Northstar. And you guys are here because earlier today you did a presentation which is nominated for the Best Paper Award. Was it earlier today or was it tomorrow?
Tomorrow morning,
We're
yeah.
doing it tomorrow morning. Anyway, it's not live streamed, so that's why we pull them here in the studio. However, it is recorded, so if you get curious about what these folks share and you want to watch it, make sure you sign up as an SMR member and you get access to all presentations on demand. So what we're going to do right here over the next few minutes is just get a little teaser out and see what we can learn from you guys. Your paper was titled The Apprentice, and it's all about a very exciting project you guys did for Jaguar Land Rover. Can you explain a little bit what their question was?
Yeah, so they want to do some target customer research for a whole brand new segment that they haven't yet launched a vehicle into. We do quite a lot of target customer research for Jaguar Land Rover, don't we? But typically they do it with 1 or 2 day ethnographies. We go into people's homes and we talk to them in their context and we do drive arounds with them. And out of that we do these very beautiful 50-minute documentaries. But from their side, although they were very effective still, they wanted to switch it up a bit, I guess, for their customers and for their internal teams. And they challenged us to find a brand new way of actually researching their customers and then the way of disseminating it within the organisation. So it's quite a big challenge for us.
And I think for our viewers, you're already making some huge giant steps, because behind me every now and then I still hear people talking about we should get rid of dull PowerPoints. Yeah. You're already now with a client who already used documentary film to disseminate insights, and now they're already fed up with the film and they wanted something new. So Daniel, what did you guys went out to do?
Yeah, we went out to understand more about the target customer and apply a new methodology. So we decided to do a cross between something like a game show and something like reality television. And the best TV series format that we could come up with was The Apprentice, which worked really well in our favor because you get lots of benefits from familiarity with the television show, from the benefits of using gamification, and also the benefits of character development, because that's kind of the core of actually using reality television, kind of understanding how the characters develop. So yeah, really worked really well.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that stick out, and if you don't have a chance to watch the presentation, download your paper and read out, because you really elaborately go through how these existing formats actually lead into benefits for research. One of the things is that your participants participate very differently.
Yeah, I think it was really interesting. So part of the challenge was to actually get our customers to be more engaged in the process. And so we put on this 2-day event where we kind of faked it. We made them feel like they were being part of The Apprentice. They all knew it. We had an actor who made a very convincing business magnate. And we actually found that the people were almost playing up to it, but in a very helpful way, not in a being someone else kind of way, but they were kind of embracing the character, embracing the tone of the show. And so what we actually found at the end when we were putting our episodes together is we had loads of this wonderful colourful footage that we could use to make it feel incredibly entertaining as a TV show for the end audience as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
However, this reads like a very interesting plan on paper, but then execution comes. Can you share some of the major challenges that you guys ran into?
Yeah, there was quite a
Yeah, I guess one of the biggest challenges that we had was balancing, I guess, real good target customer insights and also making sure that it was a very entertaining television show to watch. We wanted our clients, obviously, and our stakeholders to be kind of, enthused by this, be really interested in it, so that way it could have much more impact when it came to what they would apply this research to. So yeah, we needed to make sure that we struck that perfect balance of getting everything that we needed, but also ensuring that people still wanted to watch it at the end of the day.
Yeah. Because I think a famous quote in the paper is the message, or actually in the brief, the medium should be the message. So for people unfamiliar, you actually created this TV show, but then in the assignments in the TV show, that's where the research was done. Can you explain a little bit what type of assignments you gave to these participants?
Yeah, so I think that was the thing. We had to come up with these tasks from scratch, and we had to make sure that they were designed to actually get the research, the insight we needed. So the first task we did was a superhero task. So everyone was in their groups of 4, and we asked them for 2 hours to think about all their common traits and everything and come up with a superhero that best represented their commonalities. So they had to create them, they had to come up with the superpowers, how they would be packaged, how would they be marketed, all this kind of stuff. And we had some really interesting insight from that. We had our second one was to create a film about their future worries or excitements, and then the third one was to create the car that we were actually researching. Yep. So it worked really well in terms of 3 separate projects objective techniques. Yeah, and in their teams, they're very competitive. They all wanted to go to the pitch with the best answer and stuff. So it was brilliant, actually. It worked really well.
Exactly, and one of the nice things of the format that I read is that actually your facilitators, which were actually Northstar people, were actually really able to push them, because that's normal in the Apprentice show, so you really go the question behind the question. Now, your paper ends with a lot of positive quotes. Everybody was happy. The participants loved it. The clients loved it. They never disseminated the insights so well. Now, I became a little bit curious, because this is a cool story, but I can imagine it also costs a fortune. I mean, how about the cost effectiveness of this?
Yeah, I mean, I think, yes, we have to admit there was a big budget involved. We were very lucky in that respect. But in terms of the actual premise behind what we were doing, which was essentially just taking pop culture or taking a TV show and making it into the research process, that doesn't cost any money. Yes, it takes a lot more blood, sweat and tears from myself and Dan and our other colleagues. It takes a bit more creativity, but you could stop there. You don't have to film it. You don't have to create episodes. We still would have had an incredibly engaging experience for our participants. So I think budgets, in fact, we're doing a very similar one now based on Come Dine With Me, and that budget is tiny. So it doesn't have to be, I think it's just how creative or how different you want to make it,
Exactly.
really.
You don't have to go all the way through, but already these formats are a great source of inspiration for your research.
Exactly, that's
I
it.
think we were quite lucky with the budget that we had, but we would encourage everybody else to go out there and try something similar and try using pop culture as a catalyst for your next research methodology, for sure.
Yeah, and Daniel, what other things you think you could replicate in other researchers that you learned from this project?
I guess just the success of using projective techniques and tasks, and not always kind of moderating a conversation to death, but allowing your kind of participants to take control, to work in teams together, to build healthy competition, and that's going to help them be more creative. That's going to help them come up with better answers to help you and your clients.
Yeah, so the gamification dynamics are actually a self-steering phenomenon.
I think that's it. You know, gamification's been covered so much in all of these wonderful conferences and stuff, but I think what we really underestimated was just how much they'd get into character, how much they were so competitive. You know, really were fighting against each other in a very nice way, and I think that's definitely a learning for the future, is just putting people in a situation where they feel like they're taking part in something real was a huge sort of increase in engagement and stuff.
All right.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Well, thanks for sharing these insights. Sounds very exciting. I mean, if you're watching this maybe tonight in your hotel room back on Facebook, make sure you join your presentation. What time, which stage?
9:40 on the blue stage.
On the blue stage. And if you're watching this from anywhere else, make sure you tune in as an SMR member and you'll get access to the presentation afterwards. Thank you very much.
Thanks.